Are you curious what's happening in the real estate market for February 2023? Well, I'm about to tell you right now. Hey, I'm Adam D with KW Realty and the Local Connect, and one of the biggest questions we always get is, how's the market? I'm back again for another video to show you what's going on for this month, February 2023. So here we are again, just before the spring market, and every expert predicted the market was going to turn, and I just simply have not seen it happen yet. Since the start of the year, we're seeing competitive, multiple offer situations once again. We're not seeing the same amount of price increases or appreciation we saw before, but the market is very, very competitive. It did slow down for a few months last year in, say, October through December, but I think we've seen some of the worst of the rate increases. Inventory has actually decreased even further, and now, since there's fewer properties on the market, once again, there's many buyers competing for a small select few properties. So I'm going to jump into the numbers and show you exactly what that looks like and touch a little bit more on where things ended last year. Just this past week, we've worked with multiple buyers and sellers in multiple offer situations. It's just crazy to think that we're still seeing this over 3 years now, but it's really honestly the case, and I don't see it going anywhere anytime soon. So looking back on January, here's a quick look at some of the MLS stats. And you'll hear me say time and time again that the market is controlled by supply and demand, which in real estate means inventory. How many houses are available to supply, and what's the demand? How many buyers are available? So if we look back in January 2022 compared to 23, you'll see less homes have come onto the market and less homes have sold. And you know, watching previous videos, at the end of 2022, we had far fewer transactions. And so all those sales in January had to go under contract in 2022 or late in the year. But here's what's interesting. Prices have gone up pretty dramatically if you compare 2022 to 2023, both average and median sale prices. Now, this is for the entire MLS, so depending on the area, it might actually be a lot higher than this, particularly if you're on one of the islands. And for the most part, days on market are pretty similar. I like looking at the median days on market more so than the average. Same for sale prices. I think it's a better indicator, but they certainly haven't gone up. You know, they're pretty close. And I think that it's really not taking any longer for a house to sell right now in 23 than it did in 2022. Now, I got a few interesting things I want to show you, but one of the things I wanted to start with is I don't necessarily agree with this, but one of the big banks, Goldman Sachs, predicted on January 10th that we were going to see a 6% depreciation, or that home values were going to go down by 6%. Well, just a couple weeks later, on January 24th, they came out and said, we're revising this prediction. Now we think that prices are only going to depreciate by 2.6%, less than half of what they thought originally. So I only want to point this out to you that even the experts are seeing here that, you know what, we might not see a price decline. In fact, they're backtracking on their predictions. And I am a little bit too. As of right now, what I'm seeing, prices are going to be very competitive. They're not going to go up at the same rate, but I'm not seeing any indication right now to tell me that prices are going to go down. Again, the reason for that, the reason prices are not going down is because inventory has gone down. This is for the entire US, but you'll see every January, the last few years, inventory has gone down. It's very, very important because when they started increasing these interest rates, what they thought was going to happen is that it was going to bring down buyer demand. And by bringing down buyer demand, that was going to increase inventory because there was not as many buyers. So what they thought was going to happen was that inventory was just going to shoot up, right? Now, what we actually saw happen is that inventory declined even further last year. So you can see 2022, we ended with inventory being way down. And so again, how could we possibly see some type of price decline when inventory, the supply is so low and the demand really hasn't lowered by as much as they thought it would? And what we've been seeing with interest rates is they've actually been trending down. There's a couple of weeks they've jumped back up and back down, but you know, this is enough data here to say that maybe we have seen the worst of the rate increases. You know, they might be settling around that 6%, 6.5%, maybe go down to 5.5%. But again, I think we've seen some of the big surges we're probably done with, right? And again, the point of increasing those interest rates were to bring down buyer demand, and we just haven't seen it. So this is what this looks like right now is we know with interest rates that's going to control demand or buyers out there. How many buyers are there? And we're still in a level where we have really good demand, and we keep dipping down in that strong demand again. And that strong demand is multiple offers, bidding wars, and it's going to be even stronger when we have low inventory. So again, supply and demand right now, supply is very, very low, and demand is still pretty strong despite the interest rates. So there you have it. There's a look at the data and the numbers so you can see exactly what's happening in today's real estate market, not only in the United States, but also right here in the South Jersey Shore. Thanks for watching the video. If you like what you're seeing and the content you're receiving, please make sure to subscribe. That way you're alerted of all things Jersey Shore real estate. I'm Adam D with Keller Williams, and I'll see you on the next one.